Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. For the first time, I find myself feeling pity for this undying corpse. Surrounded by the vortex of putrefaction, I whisper, "Not enough. This is nothing. You think you can defeat Demonbane like this?" Demonbane vanishes into the blackness of the vengeful flames. Tiberius cackles triumphantly, and I can hear the relief in his laughter. I pity you. What a sad bastard you are. An impact rocks us. An unending chain of explosions shakes Demonbane. The storm of rage batters us, and the flames of hate lick at us. And yet, even though it is pummeled from all sides, Demonbane remains unharmed. The brilliance of the pentagram that shields never dims. Is this all you have? Is this all you're capable of after consuming others to achieve power and immortality? Is this worthless, meager power what so many lives were sacrificed for? Enough already. Aren't you tired? I'll finish you once and for all. Reject all that you are. So how? How can I destroy you if you can't die? Don't worry, I have infinite options. Let's see, for example... Al suddenly jerks as though she's been hit with an electric shock. I have no idea what's going on, but I can hear a voice. A horribly inhuman voice is echoing inside my mind. "Now, Kuru, Al-Azif, you will show me. The sorcerer who has been forged in the dark flow of time, and the ultimate grimoire in the fullness of its might, show me your power. This time you will please me." What? And then, my mind is cast into darkness. Darkness. Absolute darkness, utterly devoid of light. It clings to me as I float through it. I'm sinking, I'm falling, and I'm climbing. No, those sensations are all wrong. It's like I'm proceeding through unnatural angles, impossible angles that three-dimensional beings can't hope to comprehend. To where does this strange darkness lead? To when does it lead? I don't know. Space and time are unknowable in this place. Everything is closed off. Light, sound, air, presence, life, death, creation, destruction, transience, eternity. I'm trapped in the darkness of chaos, faced with chaos beyond human understanding. My mind is falling apart. This unimaginable other is raping my very soul. Even so, I struggle to hold the pieces of myself together. The only thing that keeps me whole is my will, the thought that I mustn't be annihilated here. And at the end of my desperate battle there's suddenly a particle of light shining in the darkness. I reach out to it, hungering for its radiance. The light is coming from a box. An asymmetrical container from whose tiny cracks is seeping a faint glow. My hand brushes its surface, and the lid swings open on its own. Inside is something utterly bizarre. It's a black crystal, held in place by 7 supports. Looking closer, I see it's a polyhedron with many irregular flat surfaces, and red striations running through it like blood vessels. Although it's clearly mineral in substance, it seems to be pulsing like a living thing. And the light is emanating from this crystal. With the lid open, the light bursts forth. I can only describe it as being... other. The flood of light howls madly as it washes over me. Surrounded by the insane storm of light and dark, I hear an otherworldly voice. It's speaking some sort of prayer, or perhaps a curse, but it's impossible to decipher. Its words are those of the strange entities that exist beyond human reason. But eventually, the chanting becomes something that I can understand. The voice tells me its name, and we speak it at the same time. The Shining. I know how to pronounce this word. Trapezahedron, thank you. Trapezahedron? Indeed. battlefield becomes another world. The darkness gathers. The darkness gathers. The darkness gathers. Twisted, insane, and writhing, the otherworldly darkness gathers. The light gathers. The light gathers. The light gathers. Raging, roaring, and gloating, the otherworldly light gathers. At the utmost reaches of the darkness, at the utmost reaches of the light, there is another world, a world that must not be. It's the lair of paradox, a tear in existence, made taboo by the gods. This is where the decisive battle will take place. No, one-sided destruction cannot be called battle. This is an execution site. This is where Demonbane will wield absolute power to bring judgment to evil. I can feel Tiberius's fear, but I'm just as terrified. This thing is completely uncontrollable. Ignoring our will, Demonbane is preparing to execute some predestined task. Demonbane thrusts out its right hand, charged with the energy of the Lumeria impact. Something manifests from its palm, a shape of overwhelming blackness. It warps its surroundings, draws everything to it. Black hole. The black hole continues to distort space. I'm so sorry about all the yawning. I really need to get a proper night's sleep. It's just the wind at the moment is so ridiculous, it keeps waking me up. Seriously, we've been getting 80-mile-an-hour gusts at the moment, which is insane for this country. Anyway, until it a black hole continues to distort space until it finally rips through the dimensional wall and a gaping rift appears before us. Something begins to emerge from the fissure. Demonbane grabs it and pulls it out, revealing its form. How can I describe it? A warped temple pillar, a twisted holy tree. It's a hallowed sword with no blade. But whatever the case, it is terribly, terribly other. And at its centre is the black crystal that I saw in my dream. This is the shining You know how to pronounce this word, goddammit! Trapezahedron? I instantly speak its name, and a tremendous amount of power begins to pour into Demonbane, its fury threatening to tear us down to unrecognizable shreds. Ah! Kuru! I have to... Ah! Al tries desperately to control the flow of power, and she seems to be directing it to the trapezahedron. Trapezohedron. It's not that difficult, Richard. She seems to be directing it into the trapezahedron. I jump in to help her manage the energy, and we somehow succeed in fixing its direction. But Demonbane's still filled with an unimaginably powerful storm of magic. If I don't keep conscious, if I don't keep my will focused, it could easily knock me unconscious. But that's not the only problem. Shit! Don't you think it's getting a little too huge? Power is still gathering in the trapezahedron. If we don't send it elsewhere soon, it'll explode. Who knows what kind of tragedy that will bring? What should we do? As though answering me, Demonbane moves, and it points the trapezahedron at the giant, man-shaped cloud of flies. And then the machine returns to our control. Is it telling us to hit the enemy with it? I don't know, but it's worth a shot. Even though I feel some other will at work here, I kick Demonbane into a run. Tiberius notices the charging Demonbane, and looking up with terror upon the trapezahedron, he screams frantically, "What the hell are you? Stay away! Don't touch me!" The cloud of miasma and flies hits us, but everything disintegrates before I can touch Demonbane. We seem to be surrounded by a powerful barrier. At the centre of the flies I see a floating sphere surrounded by magic fields. Beelzebub's cockpit. The moment the trapezahedron makes contact, it releases all of its charged divine power, consuming the cockpit along with the entire cloud of flies. The moment the trapezahedron makes contact... It does that occasionally! You get the same line twice! Light and darkness leap from the trapezahedron, joining together into a swirling mass that pierces the wall of space. Ah! What is this? The maelstrom of light and dark tears open the world, and a crack appears in the empty air. and the rift sucks the flies in like a giant vacuum. I can't see what lies beyond the chasm. There's only an endless abyss. Above. Countless hands of light and dark swarm out of the fissure. They seize Beelzebub's cockpit and begin to pull it in. Stop! Stop! Where are you taking me? No! 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 I don't want to go there! No! Please! Please kill me! Kill me! No! Has Tiberius realised what is on the other side? I can't see anything. No doubt only those consumed by the Trapezahedron can know what lies beyond, and what horrors await there. I call out to the hopelessly wailing Tiberius. You fucked over a lot of people for that immortality, right? I don't think it's going to fail you now. The screaming ceases. Tiberius has completely disappeared into the rift, and as the last echoes of his howling fade away, the Trapezahedron dissolves into light and vanishes. Everything that does not belong in this world is drawn into the space-time fissure as though folding into itself, and finally the rent closes up, leaving Demonbane all alone. The world is suddenly back to normal, as though it wants us to forget everything that happened in the other world. As the awesomeness of it finally hits me, I tremble and break out in a cold sweat. Did Demonbane have this terrifying weapon all along? It's not in any of the databases. The shining Trapezahedron. From the gap between fantasy and reality, something has watched over all that has happened. A woman, wreathed in otherworldly darkness. She is laughing. Tears run down her face as she laughs. Finally! Finally! These are the tears of one whose long-awaited desire has at last been fulfilled. These are tears of pure joy. I knew it! Guru, I knew you would do it this time! Grand Master, the world has finally produced your equal! Yet her purity is that of true evil. Absolute. Undiluted. It comes, it comes, it comes! The moment I have longed for comes! Oh, how many times have I drowned the world in a sea of blood piled with corpses? How many times have I planted a new world in the rotten remains of the old? Surely the next world would be more loathsome. Surely the next world would be even more vile. Surely the next world would be far crueler than ever before. I've repeated this for countless eternities, 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000,000 times, and finally it comes! Her evil resembles love, for it's truly earnest and sincere, without doubt, without conscience. Come! Let us begin! Let us create! I've waited for so very, very long. And is this not what you desire too? It will end! Finally it will end for you! Yes, I will grant you an end once and for all. You are my wonderful children after all. I love you, how I love you! No. Perhaps it is love that resembles evil. Whatever the case, this evil feels love. She loves her puppets with all her heart. Diaju, Kuru! The god-slaying blade. Master Therion! The god-freeing key. The final movement of the Earth's Rhapsody begins. And that's probably a hell of a good point to end this part. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.